Back in 2014, a monument depicting the Ten Commandments on the Oklahoma Capitol lawn was destroyed after a man diagnosed with bipolar disorder drove his car into it, shattering the monument. It had previously been the subject of ACLU pressure to remove it on First Amendment grounds. And after a private group paid for its replacement, the Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled that it had to be removed, but not on First Amendment grounds, rather by virtue of the Oklahoma Constitution's own Article 5, Section 2, which is even more explicit on prohibiting state funding of religious materials. This state law would likewise prohibit the display of a statue proposed by the Satanic Temple for state grounds, but the monument will go into storage until needed again to make a case against religion. As for Oklahoma's Attorney General, he issued a press release stating that if Article 5, Section 2 of the state constitution is to be used this way, then it will have to be repealed. This seems an unlikely outcome, however, since even in the absence of such wording at the state level, there would still be challenges based on the First Amendment. One of the ironies of the Attorney General's argument was that, at times, he attempted to make the case that the Ten Commandments display was not religious at all, but merely a historical reference to the country's founding principles. Later on, he contended that taking the monument down created hostility toward religion. A pastor of the First Baptist Church in Villa Rica, Georgia, claims that having a mass baptism as part of a local high school football program is fair play, in spite of protests from the Freedom from Religion Foundation, in a letter sent to the Carroll County School Superintendent after they viewed a video of the event. The pastor asserts that all the participants did so of their own free will, and that such activities were somehow a response to several students committing suicide in the past due to tough times. The FFRF position is that students involved most likely felt pressured to participate, either by peer pressure or as a way of pleasing their coach. How would a student in a religious minority react to such pressure, they wondered. The FFRF plans no further action against the county school system for now, on the basis of the possibility that they did not know of this event in advance, but asks that they honor the laws in the future. Islamist terror group Boko Haram has stepped up hit-and-run attacks on innocent civilians in the last few weeks after facing military opposition from countries neighboring their home base in Nigeria. Mostly remembered in the West for their 2014 abduction of 200 schoolgirls in Chibok, Nigeria, the group stages raids into neighboring countries, hitting soft civilian targets and less frequently military ones as well. They often use young children to carry suicide bombs into areas and kill dozens of people at a time with little risk to themselves. More than 2 million people have been forced to flee their homes in Nigeria since 2009, with one of the collective's goals being to topple the government there. More recently, an estimated 800,000 people have been forced to flee the group's activities all across West Africa since June. Following much talk by Western powers and leaders of the African countries where Boko Haram operates, their activities have only been curbed momentarily, and of the 200 kidnapped girls, the 57 who have escaped so far did so by their own actions.